Hello. Remember how when Borderlands 4 was released, there were performance issues on PC, and not only PC, also on consoles there were performance issues. Yet all the articles said that Borderlands 4 was selling well, one of the best sellers, and so on, the usual journalist stuff. Well, apparently it didn't sell as well as expected. There's an article now which we're gonna get into. So let's start. Borderlands 4 sales were a little softer than we would have liked due to PC performance issues, says Take-Two CEO, but he's confident it'll have a long tail. As usual, as they always are confident in this stuff. Maybe they're correct, maybe not, we'll see. But I'll just say right now, reviews are very hard to fix once they are in the negatives, in the mix. It's very hard to get them into the positives. Mostly it doesn't happen because people just simply do not go back and re-review game, I guess would be the term. They basically just do not change their reviews, and that's why most games still are in mixed, even though the issues that plagued it have been fixed. People just don't change that. And by the fact that a lot of people just straight up drop their games or refund them when they have issues like these, when it crashes and so on. So let's get into the article further. Borderlands 4 by most accounts seems to have landed well, a solid critical reception, including by yours truly in my Borderlands 4 reviews, and hefty player counts seem to indicate Gearbox has once more put out another old reliable, well, a somewhat reliable. More on that in a moment. And that's the thing, critics always love these games. There's also critics that are getting certain accesses if they keep their reviews positive and so on. So I don't trust critics at all. I much rather trust a YouTuber or, I don't know, a friend or something, rather than a critic's review. I just don't believe there are any critics anymore that are not biased on the reviews that they are giving to bad or broken games. But let's continue. Its sales, which were reported to be very solid in the US, haven't quite panned out for the rest of the world. At least if Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick, if that's how you say its name, to be believed in an interview with the game business. It's not all doom and gloom though. The critical acclaim for Borderlands 4 was superb, and we're really happy with the release. Equally, as you know, there were some challenges with the Steam release. Gearbox has been addressing those challenges and will continue to do so, so in terms of units sold out of the gate, numbers were a little softer than we would have liked. In the fullness of time, we think it's going to do great. I suppose that's something only time will tell, but again, it's very hard to change reviews. You had a rocky launch. Well, can't say it really failed or anything, but it wasn't clearly up to their standards when they're making these comments out here. And critic reviews don't matter if your core audience just don't rock with you anymore. But let's continue. Still, those problems caused it to hit a mostly negative score on Steam basically right out of the gate. And because of how Steam reviews tend to work, that's a difficult thing to recover from. At the time of writing, Borderlands 4 is still mixed on Steam, and its recent English-speaking reviews are, how would you look at that, cleanly split between 50 positive and negative, right down the middle. And that's all for the article. And honestly, maybe this game will succeed even further once every problem has been fixed. It's been done before, like Cyberpunk pulled it off. It was mostly negative, now it's mostly positive. After they fixed everything, the game turned out to be great. Will this happen in this case? It's hard to say. It really is. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But at the end of the day, they should just maybe work on their games more, release more stable launches rather than just say it's your optimization's fault or whatnot. I mean, Monster Hunter did that. How'd that work out for them? Not that great. Game could have been way more successful if they just had a working game to begin with. And this is a lot of things that plague nowadays gaming industry. It's just that gaming in general, they like to release it in broken state. It's as if they're releasing in some sort of an early access and you just pay for the advantage of playing it early. Well, everybody tests out the game, finds the bugs for them, and then once all that's done, it's ready to actually be a good game. But by then, oftentimes that might already be too late. And that will be all for this video, and I'll see you all next time.